Good evening from Mayor's office. Marla speaking.
Marla, this is Gary Thompson calling. I just sent an email.
Okay.
I read in the news that Dan might be going to Peterborough about the opioid crisis. There's a conference on Thursday night.
And you read this from?
Peterborough News, Peterborough Echo or something, Halliburton Echo.
Okay.
And the email is about out in Peterborough, they teach chest compressions for drug overdose. And that's the worst possible thing you could do for any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. The deputy mayor of Swillen is going to be on the panel. I've had a conversation. She says, I wish people would get on the same page because our fire department and our EMS give rescue breathing only. Because the signs of drug overdose mimic any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. And people are given chest compressions to people who are alive, dying lack of oxygen. There's a private members bill in front of the legislature, Queen's Park. Bill 105, Natalia Kusendova, she's an RN, an MPP. Second reading in the media room at the legislature, emergency physician Darryl Gebien, over and over says it's rescue breathing, rescue breathing, rescue breathing. Because they've taught millions of people to give chest compressions, and they're doing it to everybody.
Okay.
Well, it's not okay because your life's in danger too. The more they teach, the more likely you'll get that treatment. Suffer any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency through illness or injury. And there's going to be a huge billion-dollar class action suit one day. They're going to be suing the government, and guess who pays for it? You, the taxpayer. And it's already costing you hundreds of millions of dollars because there's so many people left in the hospital, permanent brain damage, oxygen deprivation, requiring 24/7 nursing. So you should pass the information on to Dan. I just sent it. It's from James Thompson. And the title...
You sent it to his
Mayor,
email address? Mayor@oshawa.ca?
Yeah, that's the one. And it's titled Thursday Peterborough Conference or something like that.
Okay. And sorry, did I catch your name, sir?
It's James Gary Thompson.
James Thompson. Okay.
Yeah, it's up. It's James. It's really Gary, but there's another Gary Thompson at the University of Toronto, so I had to use my first name.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want my phone number? I put it on the email.
Okay, that's good enough. If it's in the email, if your contact information is in there, that's good.
Yeah, you should read it yourself. It's a no-brainer. A 5-year-old child knows what they're doing is wrong.
When did you send the email? Just now?
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago.
Okay. And, okay.
Yeah, because I knew it at 5 years old. If you've got a breathing problem, give them air. Don't pound on a beating heart, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I will see if we receive the email, okay?
Thank you very much. Have a great
You're
day.
welcome. Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No brainer. They've taught millions of people to murder you, and they're doing it following the doctor's orders. Why would a doctor want to teach people how to kill doctors? That's the stupidest thing in the whole wide world. And they're doing it. Doctor told me to. He's unconscious. He's got labored, shallow breathing, blue-colored skin, gurgling noises, pinpoint pupils. All proves you're alive. Could be any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. They need air ASAP, rescue breathing, or they die. Pounding on a beating heart, that's murder. Plain and simple. Bust up all their insides for no reason. It's over 1 million people taken to hospital in Ontario per year with a breathing emergency. There's less than 15,000 out of hospital cardiac arrests. And it generally happens to people 40 years and up, overweight with heart disease. It doesn't happen to children, cardiac problems generally. Mass murder. No brainer, and you make yourself sick saying nothing. Cognitive dissonance, denial. Deny you are being mass murdered. Just think about it for a second. Breathing emergency. I don't know. What do you think, George? Don't do what the doctors tell you to do. Psychopaths. This is what Peterborough's been teaching people to do. Utter crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy people. And then if not burning, chest compressions. No. That's just going to make sure you stay dead. Because the reason your heart stops is severe brain death and multiple organ system failure, oxygen deprivation. And this recovery position, jeepers, anybody that's under oxygenated, they could die. They are dying, lack of oxygen. Check breathing. If you don't have naloxone, just give them rescue breathing. It's mass murder, and any child should know it is. God, it's a breathing emergency. Anesthesiologists overdose you on all kinds of different drugs, including fentanyl. The only thing keeping you alive during surgery is rescue breathing, ventilations, pound on the chest. Naloxone doesn't always work. Might be all kinds of different things, because the signs of drug overdose mimic any of the hundreds of causes of breathing emergency. Peterborough drug strategy. This is what it teaches. The nurse is going to tell you this. And every nurse knows instinctively that person's alive, dying lack of oxygen. And then they tell you to do this nonsense. And the nurses are getting themselves killed in the process. Not too bright, I'm telling you. Why would you follow Dr. Joseph Mengele's orders? Utter nonsense. Workplace harassment and bullying. Those signs prove you are alive. You better just keep giving them rescue breathing. Dumb by dumb. Think for a second. This is the email I sent to the mayor of Oshawa, who admits, Dan Carter admits, that he was addicted one time in his life. He's in recovery. And Thursday, July the 11th, 2019, there's a conference going up in Peterborough. You're all being mass murdered. And you deny it. You're complicit in your own deaths. Complicit in mass murder. Say nothing.